What's up guys, Mickle here, and we finally have some bullish momentum in the market. In this video, I want to talk about something that just happened yesterday that is going to be extremely bullish for markets going forward. This is something we have been waiting on for a while and is a very significant sign that could mark the end to the current downtrend we are seeing. Make sure you guys stick around for that. You are not going to want to miss it. We also have some new Ripple SEC case filings to go over, as well as a very interesting report that could show Ripple is already starting to make a big dent in the current SWIFT transactions. Make sure you guys stick around for that. This is pretty big. Last of all, at the end of the video, we have something very interesting to go over in terms of Ripple's buying of XRP. Ripple has been loading the boat on XRP as of recent, and I want to show you guys something very significant that could be playing out behind the scenes. You are not going to want to miss that. Make sure you stick around. Like always, if you guys are new to this channel or come here all the time, please take a second to hit the like and subscribe button down below. It goes such a long way in helping this channel grow, and it really does mean so much to me. If you guys are ever looking for a good place to buy some XRP, make sure to check out the link in the description below. With that said though, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. Like I always say in the intro, if you guys are looking for a good place to buy XRP, or maybe just a new place to try out, make sure to check out the link for Uphold down in the description below. Uphold's a great exchange and one that I use personally, so make sure to check that out. If you guys want to get 6 free stocks, make sure to sign up with MOO-MOO using the link in the description below. If you sign up with MOO-MOO and deposit just $1, you will get 6 free stocks. Each one could be worth up to $1,000, so make sure to check that out if you want some free stocks. Let's get this video rolling though, and we finally have some bullish momentum coming back into the market. Now, we have seen a couple short-term rallies like this before over the last couple months, but almost every single one has faded out and we have ended up going lower. One thing that I think is very important to point out about this rally is we actually have some very significant things on the macro changing. This is a very good sign because this could actually allow this rally to sustain itself a lot longer than the other rallies we have seen. A lot of the reasons we have seen these cryptocurrencies come down as of recent is because a lot of macroeconomic pressure around inflation. But just yesterday, Elon Musk actually put out a very interesting tweet that I think we all need to be paying attention to. Elon Musk tweeted out, "Inflation might be trending down." Now, this is very significant because if you guys remember a couple months ago, Elon Musk was one of the first people actually predicting that we were going to end up in a recession, the exact 2 quarters that caused the recession to happen, whether or not you agree with the new definition of a recession. Either way though, I think it's pretty clear we are in a recession, and Elon Musk predicted this long before many different economists were saying we would be in a recession. Well, now Elon Musk is coming out and saying inflation might be trending down. This is a very, very, very big deal for markets because the biggest issue we have right now in markets is inflation. This has caused the Federal Reserve to get very aggressive in trying to stamp out this inflation, and to do so, they've had to jack up the interest rates. By jacking up the interest rates, they essentially increase the cost of capital and really slow down the velocity of money. Because of this, a lot less money is able to actually able to flow into the markets, and that's why over the last couple months we have seen the market dropping and seemingly no buying pressure to come in and buy the dip. Well, Elon Musk is actually tweeting out that he has noticed a lot of commodity prices coming down significantly, and he believes this could cause inflation to seriously downtrend. This would be a really big deal because it would allow the Federal Reserve to stop jacking up interest rates and allow a lot more money to flow back into cryptocurrencies. Also, and very importantly, it would give the market more certainty. Right now, a lot of people fear that inflation will run rampant and the Federal Reserve will have to keep jacking up interest rates until interest rates go to some absurd rate like 10%, and this would be horrible for all markets. This is a risk in the market right now, and until inflation really slows down and we see proof of it, people are going to continue to be scared of this, and there's going to be uncertainty in the market. Now, I do not think this is going to happen, but I think Elon Musk actually tweeting out that inflation might be trending down is a very good sign and a very early sign that we could see inflation slowing down. If inflation does slow down, guys, I think the worst of all of this market correction really is behind us, and that would be a very good sign going forward. Let's keep moving though, and I wanted to quickly cover this because we actually saw a couple filings in the Ripple SEC case last night. They were causing a lot of questions, but honestly, none of them were too big. Most of these filings were actually different parties outside the Ripple SEC case actually coming in and filing documents to try to redact certain information. So a lot of these companies might have been using XRP. They don't want people to know exactly what wallets they were using to hold their XRP, so they were essentially filing different motions to the court to redact this information. Now, the one reason I actually think this is very interesting is because it shows that it's not just XRP holders watching this closely. There are very big companies like MoneyGram, who is one of the largest money transmitters in the entire world, sending motions directly in this case to try to keep certain information of theirs private. I think this really goes to show that there is a ton of interest in this case, even if certain parties aren't necessarily coming out and talking directly about it. This is ultimately going to put a lot more pressure on the SEC, because if the SEC is really going to start attacking and hurting big institutions in the process of the Ripple SEC case, obviously it's just going to cause even more pushback on the agency. The SEC is already facing a lot of pushback, and the other day in a hearing, Senator Pat Toomey actually blasted Gary Gensler for going after different cryptocurrencies, attacking them without actually putting any clarity into the market. He actually specifically stated that he did not believe any crypto tokens were securities, and it was actually the sale of these tokens that are securities. This is just so ironic because Gary Gensler always goes on saying how clear the rules are, how everything's so easy to understand, but people in our own government are literally telling us that the rules aren't clear. It really shows that the SEC is just looking to gain as much power over the crypto industry as they possibly can. Unfortunately, I think this strategy is going to fail miserably because they're ultimately going to convince regulators that the SEC is unfit to actually look over this industry. I think if the SEC just provided clear guidance and did their best to let this innovation prosper, they would have ended up with a lot more regulatory power over the industry. But instead, the SEC decided to push regulation by enforcement. They wanted to attack different projects without giving clear guidelines, and because of that, I think a lot of people in Congress are going to realize that the SEC is not capable of fairly regulating this market, and I think because of this, they're going to lose a lot of power, but it's no fault of anyone other than the SEC. Now, let's keep moving, and make sure you guys stick around till the end because I have something very interesting to show you in regards to Ripple's buying of XRP. Guys, something might be going on behind the scenes. It's a little conspiratorial, but you guys are definitely not going to want to miss it. I want to start out with this, though, because Darren Moore Jr. actually put out a very interesting chart that I think is showing that RippleNet is gaining a lot of adoption right now and actually already taking over a lot of SWIFT transaction volume. So if we take a look at this, we can see that banks' corresponding relationships are actually increasing a lot, and these are essentially the different linkages between all the different banks all around the world. But if we take a look at what's going on with the actual transactions sent over the SWIFT messaging platform, we can see that SWIFT messages are actually dropping dramatically as the amount of active correspondents are increasing. Now, this is very interesting because almost everyone should expect that as active correspondents increase, so would the transactions sent over the SWIFT system. But I have a feeling that what's actually happening behind the scenes is that people like Ripple are coming in and actually taking over a lot of the transaction volume being sent. That's because a lot of these different people are likely utilizing ODL and XRP to make their transactions faster and settle instantaneously rather than using the unreliable SWIFT system. This causes the amount of active correspondence to actually increase, but the amount of transactions over SWIFT to actually decrease. I think this is a great sign that we have some very exciting days ahead of us. And guys, just wait for SWIFT to be fully integrated into ISO 20022, because then I think we're really going to see the use case for XRP ramping up for payments all around the world. Last of all, I want to show you something very interesting in regards to Ripple's buying and selling of XRP, because guys, this could be a very big deal for the amount of XRP retail investors are actually allowed to purchase in the future. Take a look at this. We can see that based on Ripple's new quarterly report, and this just came out, Ripple is selling around $2.1 billion of XRP every single quarter. But the thing that is so interesting about this is these sales are directly related to ODL only, and that means these sales go directly to ODL partners. That means these sales never actually hit the exchanges. These sales never actually affect the market price of XRP because the XRP never actually hits the market. It's being essentially given straight to ODL partners who pay them over the counter. So that's $2.1 billion of XRP essentially going directly to these different ODL participants. At the same time, Ripple is currently purchasing XRP. They're purchasing around $1.7 billion of XRP every single quarter. So what's happening right here? Ripple is scooping XRP off the open market, off the exchanges, directly buying them from the retail investor exchanges, and then selling the XRP off the exchanges directly to ODL partners. Guys, do you see what's happening here? The amount of XRP for purchase by retail investors is slowly being pulled out of the market by Ripple. This is extremely interesting and actually plays in perfectly to a lot of different theories different community members have had, in which they have pointed out that they believe one day the amount of XRP that's available for purchase on exchanges is going to be so low because so many of different Ripple's ODL partners will essentially have XRP tied up on their balance sheets to essentially facilitate their own transactions. This is exactly what we're seeing right now in the process, essentially as Ripple is scooping up XRP off the exchanges and then selling the XRP over the counter, not through the exchanges, directly to their partners. And Digital Perspectives actually pointed this out on Twitter. At the same time I was reading the Ripple quarterly market report, he says, I'm asking the question again. If Ripple hasn't sold XRP to retail exchanges since Q4 of 2019, and they've been buying XRP back off the exchanges since 2020, and Jed's taco stand wallet is now empty that was selling XRP to the retail exchanges, are XRP retail investors being phased out of the market? Does that make us the luckiest investors in the world? And guys, I think he's on the money with this actually. I don't know if it's fully intentional, but it is obvious that a ton of the XRP volume is now being sold over the counter to different market participants and not on the retail exchanges, all while Ripple is draining XRP off the retail exchanges. Now guys, I do think this is what's happening behind the scenes. Whether or not it's fully intentional or not, it takes me back to a very interesting video where a member of Ripple said XRP is not for the retail investor. Now guys, it doesn't mean we're not allowed to hold XRP. It doesn't mean we won't hold XRP, but it could mean that Ripple could be working to take XRP volume off the retail exchanges and put it in the hands of the institutional players. Guys, thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed this update. Make sure to like and subscribe. It really does mean so much. And for now, Mickle out.